have a lot of practical experience in implementing this. What are some of the main success stories, the most successful implementations you've seen, and the successes so far? Perhaps even if you may differentiate it by in emerging markets, which probably is an easier starting point for adoption, as well as in some of the developed industrialized markets.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the thing is that with payments, the majority of the transactions go from a developed market to an emerging market, at least in the remittance sector, right? So certainly in B2B payments and other areas, that's potentially not true. So, it takes two to tango, and so you generally have one in both of those markets. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of really compelling use cases. I think maybe something that kind of going back to the cryptocurrency, the utilization of crypto. So with the Stellar network, in terms of payments, there's a lot of advantages that one can see from simply integrating onto the network, having now a very accessible network of partners that you're technically compatible with. It's a good opportunity to with one integration, grow the number of cash-out partners or origination partners that you're working with, which is all very exciting. But really the holy grail in this space is real-time settlement, right? I mean, that is what I think bankers understand too, although they don't know exactly how to get there. They certainly have no idea how to hold a crypto asset on their balance sheet, and I think have a lot of fear with regulators about what that will be like. But again, because of that, that's why we've been more interested in working with mid to large size money transfer operators that have a lot of pain points when it comes to settlement right now. So an example of this is, if I'm a European MTO and I want to be able to provide instant payments to my customers in 10 different countries, oftentimes that means that I need to have $100,000 to $500,000 worth of capital pre-funded with a partner in these countries. And that really starts to add up. That's a huge amount of capital that you're using, that you're not really using, I guess is the way to put that. That's float that a bank probably appreciates being able to hold, but many would argue that it's not a great utilization of capital. And with crypto asset, with Lumens and the Stellar network, you have the ability to settle a payment on a transaction by transaction basis fully, meaning the value is transferred from the originator to the receiver in 3 to 5 seconds without that need for pre-funding. And so when we first started money transfer on Stellar, a year and a half ago, our MTOs, they were kind of just dipping their toe in the water when it came to utilization of a crypto asset for settlement. A lot of them wanted to use the blockchain, but just use a fiat to fiat trade, and still kind of settle the transaction using the correspondent banking network. But now those institutions are some of our most bullish advocates for use of crypto for payments now. Our oldest users of the network now say to me, only introduce me to new partners that want to do crypto-based settlement, because they're really seeing the value and they understand it now. And I would totally agree that, unfortunately, because this is infrastructure level innovation, there's a big educational curve. And we have to make people understand how these new markets work in order to make them very comfortable in utilizing it. But I would say, in my opinion, that's a use case that I get very excited about, where there's some hesitation, but then there's a lot of growth and excitement about not just the use of blockchain, but the use of crypto assets for real-time settlement between different players on the ecosystem.